Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Jean. Today we are going to work with the Sizzix scoring board and trimmer. I did a video unboxing on this a few months back, so I will link that in the description below if you want to see it. But I had someone ask me if I would do more in-depth on video on what this board can do. So we are going to break it down, and today we'll work on the boxes. And we will go through this and show you how to make the boxes. Now, we're not going to decorate the boxes or anything like that. We are just going to make the boxes. And another video, we will decorate them. I'll show you how to fancy up your boxes and stuff like that. For this video, we are just going to work with the sizes they have here. They also have a generator app that you can download, and then you can punch in your own measurements, and it'll give you, so you can make different size boxes. So if you have something odd, but we're just going to stick with these measurements in here, because just to show you, I don't want to confuse you guys with the generator app and all that stuff like that. We're just going to keep it simple. So in here, they basically just have 3 sizes and the rectangle box. You have your imperial, which is your inches, and you have your metric sizes down here. We are going to pretty much just work with this large box. We're going to make 3 different boxes if hopefully we should have time. Might be a little bit longer video. So the large box comes out to be 4 by 4 by 2 inches. So in this category, it says stock size, which would be your paper size. So for the box, you need a sheet that's 8 by 8. And for the lid, you need a sheet that's 6 1/16 by 6 1/16. So, and then this one is the scoring. So you got to score at 2 inches all the way around for the box and 1 inch all the way around for the lid. Pretty simple there. So let's cut the first box we're going to cut. The second box, I have the pieces cut out already just to save a little bit of time, because this could be a long video making 3 boxes. Okay, 8 by 8 for the box on this one. And then use any paper you want. Like, sometimes I will use decorative paper too, but for my examples, we're just using just plain old cardstock, 6 1/16, just to show you. But I will show you later on how to fancy up your boxes if you want. Okay, so we got that. Step 1 was for cutting out your boxes. Step 2 is going to score your boxes. So we're going to score 2 inches all the way around for the box itself. Let me grab my piece. Now to turn the score, you just lift up here and turn your blade. Okay, make sure it's over all the way, because sometimes I don't get it. There's a little notch right here your paper is going to lean up against. And just make sure it's against there. And then the 2-inch mark. Make sure. And I did mark mine. I took a black magic marker and wrote in some of them. I got to finish the rest of it, but I just did the basics, because in the tutorial, you know, in the video for the unboxing, that was my really only complaint with this, that you can hardly read them. If you can see that, you can hardly read those marks underneath there. That was my only complaint. They could have, like they did on the ruler is black. So I just did it myself. Let's push that back up there. And then go 2 inches all the way around on this one. This is our box. Okay, and for the lid, we're going to go 1 inch all the way around. Okay, now let's put our blade back. Now, for the next step, it says number 3. So if you're doing the favor box or the standard. Right now we're doing the standard box. We will do the favor box. So let's go to the next page. You want to put your blade back up, which we already did. And now we are going to cut down the line. So I'll show you what we're going to be cutting. So we're going to be taking the blade and we're going to cut from here down to here. Okay, on this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, you can just, at this point, you can just take your scissors and do this. I will show you both ways. So you can just do that right there. This is what we're going to be doing, okay? Or you can go ahead, and I'm going to put it up so you guys can see. I'm going to take that score mark and put it right in the cutting line. Put this on there straight. My paper is not in there. Normally I would leave my little thing down like this and position it, but I want you guys to see. So I've got the score line. It's right there. And we're going to cut right down just to meet there. Your blade has a little notch on here. So you can see right where you should end then. So I'm going to do this and hopefully go right down to the 2-inch mark. Then I'm going to take it and go down to this one and do the same thing. And go right down to the 2-inch mark. So now I have on this end and this end. So basically, that's your box. So now let's go ahead and we're just going to fold everything in all woo, the tongue is tied again. All the score lines, Jean. We are going to fold in all the score lines. Okay. Does anybody else have that problem? Yeah, I think it's my brain is ahead of my tongue. Okay, so we have that. Okay, now normally what I would do when I make boxes is I would do a wedge cut. They don't tell you to do that here, but I'm not going to do it on this one, but we'll do it on when I make the fancy boxes. I would do a wedge cut so that it would lay more flat. But we're not going to do that because that's not what the directions are. So now it tells you, so we cut down, now it tells you to glue it together. That's what we're going to do. So let's get my glue. And we're just going to, I'm just not going to be fancy because, you know, these boxes aren't going nowhere. These are just our little samples. Okay. I'll be more fancy when I show you guys the nice boxes, which we'll be doing later on in another video. I have a few requests. With that one, you just want to line up the top and your edge, your sides there. So you just want to line up your side and your top. My top is a little crooked there. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. With Christmas just about over here, I will be able to get to, I have a lot of requests from people on different things. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now, is trying to get these requests taken care of. Okay, so there is your box. Okay, there's your simple box. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. So this is the lid and we did 1 inch. So let's go ahead. I'll use the scoreboard because that's what they tell you. And I got glue on my fingers. Wouldn't be a first, right? Okay, we're just going to score them right down to the 1 inch mark. Move it down. Get that lined up in there. Like I said, at this point, you can hand cut it if you want. But I will use the board for everyone to show you the proper way. And then afterwards, when I show you the fancy boxes, when we decorate boxes and stuff, when I do that one, I'll probably take more of the shortcuts for you guys and show you that you don't have to use the board for everything. Again, we're just going to fold in on all our score lines. Oops, I see I went over that score line. It's because I can't get my head in the picture. So that one's not going to be pretty, but these are just a little sample for you guys. They're very easy to make. Now I don't, there's where so I got to take a corner because I went over the score line too much and that's going to fold funny. I make my own boxes and I just do my own measurements and I've never used a scoreboard. I just cut them out. I've made my own boxes for years and years and years. Okay, so there's your lid. And they make them nice and tight. Oops, and I just pulled it right back off. My finger's stuck on it. And they make them nice and tight. Okay, there's our first box. Okay, now for the second box, we're going to make the one that's called a favor box. Or it looks like kind of like an explosion box too. You'll see after I get it done. I already cut out the paper for this one. The same thing. You need an 8x8 and a 6 by 1/16 by 1/16, 6 by 1/16. Okay. Again, we're going to score. So bring our score. Excuse me. And we're going to score at 2 inches all the way around again. This one's going to get a little different scoring on this one. So I'm going to try to bring it down so you guys can see. So because we got to make that explosion side, okay? 2 inches all the way around there. Now we do 1 inch for the lid again. So it's pretty basic for all your boxes. But you can change your sizes yourself with the generator. So if you want your box to go all, like if you want your lid to go all the way down, you can do that. These are just standard. All right, now we're going to put this off to the side. Now for the favor box, that's this one we're doing here. We're up to this point. We are going to be making in the corner. So what we're going to be basically doing now, this is our corner piece, right? We are going to be scoring from here to here on all 4 of our corners, okay? So what they tell you to do is you're going to bring this to what they call their envelope. Let's try to get this in so we can see it. Excuse. It says score all using the score notch tool. Okay, so you're going to move your measurement tool and angle hub into the envelope position, which is the 45-degree angle, so which is 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. So you just put it here, and you go until you hear the click. It'll kind of lift up and fall back down. 1, 2, 3. And on the side, there is an arrow. Can you see that? It says 45 degrees, okay? That's their envelope mode. You can see the little picture of the envelope there. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so now what we're going to do, there is a little notch right here in the side. Okay, there's a little notch in the side here. And that's where we're going to put the corner of our paper. So we're going to take this, get this out of our way because we don't need it. We just need this part here. We just want to make sure that stays in place. So it says score here. You can see where it says score. Okay. We are going to line this corner up to that score line. So basically it's going to go right about in the middle of that notch. And then you can put your little corner there and brings it right down. And so you can go from corner, whoops, hello, there you go, too high now, corner to corners while we're doing our scoring. Okay, and do that on all 4 sides. Just push it back up there. Now I want to make sure my corner is right where it should be. Oops, and bring it down. Beautiful, Jean. And then make sure I'm up there. And last one. This is probably, don't start out with this box, guys. Okay? Do not start out with, if you've never made boxes before, do not start out with this box. This might be a little confusing for people. Okay? Now can you see what the corner is? So we scored our normal 2 inches, 2 inches, and then all we did was score diagonally. Yes, you can do that. And I'll show you when we make the other boxes. You can definitely do that yourself by lining it up. I have my scoreboard, which I don't think is down here. Yes, it is. So on my regular scoreboard, this is what I do. I have down, any line. You can take any line. I just took and colored it with a marker. And then I can line that up. So I line one corner that way and one corner that way. and then I can just score right like that. So you can do that with your own scoreboard. They just make up all in one kind of board for you to work with. Now, what we're going to do next is basically, that's it. There's no cutting on this one at all. So we're just going to, let's fold all our scores up. Okay, got everything scored up. And then I'm going to fold this, doesn't matter which way first, I just want to get a score going. They are going to go on the inside. Okay, so now all you're going to do is take your box and kind of push it in like that, okay? You see that? So you go to your corner and you just kind of push it in, and your corner automatically kind of goes right like that. Go to the other corner, same thing. We got these folded, we want this folded, and it goes right in, and then just fold it like that. And then we'll do the last corner, and it automatically go in. If you take and fold your, you have the valleys here and you have the mountain on your corners, okay? So if you have valleys all here and your mountain here, it'll automatically just fold right in, okay? So now we got to make the lid, because the lid's going to hold this together. And then basically, why they call this a favor box basically is like you could put like, make it a cupcake box, and instead of digging in and grabbing your cupcake out and maybe making a little mess, it'll just open up for you and you can pull it right out nicely without getting frosting all over. So now we have to do the lid. The lid is made exactly the same as the other lids, okay? And to save a little time, all we're going to do on this one, we're just going to cut up. So you guys can see we just, the same thing. We can either do this on the board or do it like this. That's all we're doing. Cutting basic like that, see? And then we're just gonna go ahead and fold on all the score lines. Okay, and now we're going to glue it together. And again, don't worry about, would take my time, but we're just doing it quickly for you guys. And one more corner. Alrighty. Good. And now the trick is getting it on. Okay, so I just kind of take it up. Make sure you guys can see me. Okay. Kind of pull it up. One side. Pop it out. And there's your box. So we have our standard box, which is just like that. And we have now our little explosion box. So you have the two different boxes. So now we will show you how to make a rectangle one. All right, now we'll work on that rectangle box. So I already had that cut out, but for the rectangle, it's going to be a 2" by 4" by 2 inches deep. You need, the box is a 6 by 8 piece, and the lid is 4 1/16 by 6 1/16. Same thing, score at 2 inches for the box, 1 inch for the lid. Now, of course, you can do any size you want here. So I already have it cut out because I know this video is gonna get a little long. So now we do the score. Remember, all we do is lift. Once you get to know this board, it actually is really easy to use. Once you get to learn its features. What I did was I took the board. Now, I have many different scoreboards. I really like this one. It's all in one. I don't have to keep flipping and putting out my trimmer, my scoreboard, and la-di-da, right? So what I suggest you doing is you just take the board, especially if you're a newer crafter, and just trim stuff first, okay? So just take it and cut pieces. Just learn your trimmer first, okay? Then go ahead, your next step, and now we're going to do 1 inch all the way around. And then take your scoring and then score things. Just to learn how to score things, okay? And then play with your punches. Don't try to make anything. Just play with all your features first, okay? Go ahead and take and set it up on like your envelope. Like your envelope, which is at 45-degree angle. And just practice cutting on angles like this too, or scoring, I mean. So just take the board step by step and practice with your board. Especially if you're new crafter, do not jump into anything without just playing with your tools first. Play with your tools. Okay, same thing, we're just gonna score. I'm trying to see where my score line is. And I went over again, but that's okay. That's the only thing about doing this on video for you guys. I don't want to put my head in the video. Now we're going to do the other side. Make sure it's in there. And this is the basic standard. You can make a rectangle explosion just as well. And I gotta score that one better. I think I will do all the basic videos here for you guys on each, like the boxes and the rosettes and stuff. And then I will start over and do it more thorough, in depth for you guys. I just want you guys to go ahead now. After you've seen this, go ahead and practice making some boxes. Try to make them a little neater than me. I'm rushing for the camera, for the video, I should say. Put these two in so I can go ahead. I mean, I would take my glue all the way to the edges and everything, but now you have a cute little rectangle box. So if you have something longer to put in there, like, oh, let's see. I'll get my little pokey tool. Of course, I would make the sides shorter for my pokey tool, which you can do that in the generator too. Okay, I could have did this by making this 1 inch all the way around too. All right, now for the lid, I'll just hand cut it for you guys. For everyone who doesn't want to do that part, it's not hard to do it with the scoreboard. You just got to kind of get in there and see, make sure you're set up. So when you're cutting down, feel a little tickle coming on there. Okay. And now you got a rectangle box. Okay, let me bring this up a little bit so you can see the boxes. So we have our rectangle. We have our square one, just the square basic box, both 2 inches. So that's about half the size of that box. Of course, like I said, you can make them bigger. And your explosion box that you can make, or favor box they call it. So there's 3 different boxes you can make with this, and I hope you guys give this a try. And like I said, I will have a more thorough video and on the boxes, and I'll show you how you can decorate them. how you can make them fancy, how you can cut your edges, like you can make fancy edges. There'll be lots of different things we'll do, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be out. I think we'll do rosettes next, which those are a lot of fun. They're nice, but they can be tricky to make. So I think we'll work on the rosettes next. So watch for that video. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one.